Hey guys, FallMonk here. So, in this video, I want to do another video on the story because I was getting requests to do more stories. So, hey, I figured I'd tell one. And I do have a bit of an update at the end of the video, but I'm not going to keep y'all waiting for the people who've been waiting for a video for a while. But you want to know a little bit about what I'm doing right now and where you can really find me, check out the end of the video. But without further ado, this video is on the Army Simulator and I guess how to build it and my experience with it. So, I love player freedom. I try and encourage my party to be creative and do what they want to do. But there's one character type I've never really cared for / has been kind of annoying to me. And that's what I call a collector. And what I mean by that, collector is a character type I will say that will relentlessly try and collect every small thing. They would be the person in Skyrim that would have a house with a room in it solely dedicated to all the pots, plates, and cheese wheels they've stolen from across the land and just will not get rid of. And I don't think that side of it's necessarily a problem unless they're just a kleptomaniac taking every single little thing. It's some type of collectors I call, which are the people or ally collector. And that's the one where if they see anyone who's an NPC and viable person that they think could help them, will try their best to convince them to always help their party, to die for them, to do whatever they need them to do. That, I feel like, can result in some problems. And what I mean by that is mainly just for the sake of everything the DM has to keep up with, because that's where that ties into this story. So, to explain, this story takes place in Out of the Abyss, and one complaint I do have about a lot of the D&D books in general, it feels like their way of, instead of making a longer book with stronger characters so they can fight stronger foes, their solution is to give their characters either insanely broken magic items that really apply to only one or two characters, or give you insanely powerful NPCs, and if not insanely powerful, a crap ton of them. That's what Out of the Abyss does. Doesn't really give you a lot of powerful NPCs, just a lot of them. But it gives you a few powerful other things, but there's some ridiculous things in Out of the Abyss, you can have a pet basilisk, a pet hooked horror, a shield guardian, armies, literal armies of Zentarum, and other factions sending representatives to fight for you, and it's pretty ridiculous, if I do say so. And there's possible other allies in the game, and Out of the Abyss itself starts with 10 other NPCs. It's a lot for a DM to muster, and while I'll say Out of the Abyss is one of my favorites out of all the book adventures, it can be a bit much. And I'm not trying to down that style play. I do that myself every now and then, bringing a main NPC into the game, because I feel like that could really be a cool thing for the party, of having, say, a veteran adventurer, someone who is personally tied to this quest, or just someone else who's a friend of the party that wants to give a helping hand. I feel like that can add to it. It's just, there's a limit. And finally, to rip the bandit off and tell the story. So this party was a fighter, a monk, a ranger, and to specify with some of them, a ancestral guardian barbarian, a forge cleric, and a necromancer wizard. The last three, their subtypes really play into that. And each of them had some sort of a companion. And I'll admit, this is a lot on me. I messed up here and gave them the option to have some of these things, but I didn't realize the magnitude of what I did. My sins haunted me for the rest of the campaign. And yeah, because it started slow at first. I didn't really notice it. Then at one point all hit, and that was in Out of the Abyss. To give a fair warning to any DM thinking of running it, there is a midway point where you actually escape the Underdark and are on the surface, and you can do some stuff on there. Then you're really, the main purpose of it is preparation to go back into the Underdark. And in that preparation stage, that's where you get most of the allies from the other factions. So you're pretty much going double in size if you do all that when you return to the Underdark. And oh boy, that's a lot to manage. Especially if you get as many faction representatives and help that you can. At the minimum, you're kind of required to get the Zentarim's help, and they have a lot. They give you like 6 scouts or something like that. That's ridiculous. But it wasn't even all that. So the party itself, they got to the first fight, which is a Beholder, which is, I recommend having that prep phase be pretty decent, because they can leave the Underdark at like 7th or 8th level, and I think that's what they were for me. And they fight a Beholder when they come back. They can. There's like 2 they can run into when they just straight walk back into the Underdark. So that's a pretty high scale damage thing. I think that was kind of meant to shave off some of the army. Maybe. I don't know. Because I will say, there being a lot of low level NPCs, good chance a lot of them are going to die. That's part of the reality of the Underdark and now the Abyss in general. Death may happen to some people because it's a pretty difficult campaign. But this Beholder was not ready, because the Beholder is already crazy, paranoid, prepare for everything. This is a few things he can't be prepared for. As the thing that ambushed him, after they had a little bit of time to prepare when they found where the Beholder was layered up at, so they prepared outside. The party was the 6 players, the Fighter's Pet Earth Elemental, the Monk Shield Guardian, the Barbarian, the Ancestral Guardian Barbarian, summoned his horde of ancestors like freaking Aragorn at Return to the King. Came in like that. He also had the Bag of Fluff that I rolled for him, and he got that magic item. It allows him to summon Beast, and he was able to summon a goat, a bear, and a cat. And there's the spirits. The Ranger used Conjure Woodland Beings to summon 8 wolves. The Cleric, it was Forge Cleric, he had Animated Object, so he summoned 8 ball bearings out of a bag. Then the Wizard thought that was a good idea, and he cast Animate Objects as well, getting 8 more ball bearings on the field as individual small pieces. Then the Wizard, in his break, formed a mercenary company, and he brought with him a hired veteran and 2 hired thugs, and because he is a necromancer, he had 3 zombies with him, and he summoned even more as the battle went on. Yeah. So that was 42 pieces on the board. 43 if you count the actual enemy. Yeah. And while you as a player may think, wow, that's awesome, that sounds incredible. As a DM, I imagine a lot of DMs out there are cringing. And some people like that, but for me, I was unprepared for this. It literally took nearly every piece I had to just cover the entire map. And I literally had an initiative sheet that was literally a whole sheet. It took me from the bottom to top to really get all of them down. And yeah, that Beholder didn't last long, and the Beholder itself was a bad matchup for that. Since Beholder's eye rays are random, there wasn't a big chance that most of the people get hit twice by the same eye ray, or a different eye ray in general. So most people were pretty good. And I mainly rolled the damage ones, and that's it. And surprisingly, no one went down. And yeah, that Beholder was not prepared. At the end, I'm just sitting there as the party's cheering and just excited. I'm like, I think I may limit conjuration experts in the future. And there was instant silence, like full-on telltales. Everyone disliked that moment, just staring dead at me. A few people even started arguing with me about how I should look. And they were not happy. And that's about how that story went. There was some instances where they could use some of their allies, some they couldn't, but I was blown away, not sure what to do. And I didn't even give them all the allies they possibly could. There were some allies they missed, so it could have been a lot. So people want to run out of Abyss in the future, I recommend, if you don't want to deal with a lot of pieces, just let your party get stronger, give them more quests to do. There's a lot you can do in the Underdark, and there's some things they just don't explore in Out of Abyss they could, like Orcus being with a Mind Flayer horde. That's something they vaguely mentioned in the book. That could have been a whole book in itself. So, if you like that kind of play, I'm not criticizing you at all. This was just something I could hardly handle. and something I worried an ill-prepared DM may have to deal with. So, hey, through my misfortunes, I hope you learned something, is what I'm really trying to say. So, and also I wanted to say I don't try and rail on the collector character. The problems I've just had with it in the past is how it got explained to me when I had a character really wanted a pet is the DM said, hey, think about it. They have really low health. Your wolf you're wanting to get. Would you want to really get a pet wolf? They'll just die in the first combat you get. And I realized he was right. There's a high risk to it involved. And that's the problem I have when you have the collector character who they insist on their companion being in combat, but getting mad at the DM if they get injured or possibly killed. That's just part of it. I mean, you're fighting monsters. They're not going to care if it's your pet or not. They're going to see an enemy. So that's why I don't really discourage it, but see someone that's really into it, I'll be honest with them. Hey, they may die. Be ready for that. I'm not going to pull a Matt Mercer and let Sprinkle live time and time again. So, yeah. And that's about it for this video. Now to give the little update of where I've been, I think it goes without saying things have been crazy the last few weeks. I'm sorry for that. And it just kind of was a double whammy of adjusting to a new schedule with Denaru and working on the Twitch and trying to get these skits and stuff done, because that was my plan for the next few videos, do pretty big projects when it comes to the comedy skits, and I was really excited for them, and I'm going to try and make some of them by myself with homeroom and resources, because I had 2 people that are primarily helping me, and I don't get to see them as often anymore because of our new Twitch schedule, and that we're mainly working on that now, so yeah, that. But I'm going to try and get them cranked out as soon as I can. As soon as this virus thing's over, we'll try to, and part of it's also been I'm an essential employee, and we have a small staff, and 2 of them had to step away because one's old and one's amino deficient. Has immune system problems is the best way to put it without giving too many personal details about her. And so all of the other staff members that have had to stay have really had to step up their game, and that's just had me tired and not a lot of time to work on my videos. But also, where you can find me, I am still consistent on Twitch now because we made affiliate in 1 month. So thank you guys. I appreciate that. That has been incredible. And the response I've gotten on Twitch has been amazing. And thank you for all the support you've given me. And yeah, I will be consistently on there. I'm going to try and get more consistent on here as well because I don't want to let this channel go. I really like the YouTube channel, and the comedy stuff I love doing it. It's a lot of fun to me. So I'm going to try and keep making stuff like that. And I got a few other basic videos planned. So keep an eye out. More coming in the future. I'm just sorry about this. And all you be safe. It's a crazy time out there. So stay safe. Wash your hands. Stay inside when you can. Play D&D online. Do what you can. I'm missing people. I'm not going to lie. My extrovert self is absolutely shriveling up and dying right now. So, yeah, if I can make it, you can. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you for all the support and your patience you've given me. There will be a link to the Twitch in the comments. We have a Tuesday night where it's pretty much one of my normal videos except hour long, and I'm talking to a guest in Denaru, and usually we'll cover a lot more topics. So you ever want to talk to me directly about a topic, come by Twitch on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we have the Torn Veil, my homebrew campaign, on Saturdays at 7. That's a lot of fun, and I hope you guys come by and see it. So, see you guys in the next video. Thank you for all the support. You want to see more stories like this, let me know in the comments. You've got an opinion on the whole collector subtype or just crazy encounters you've had with a lot of enemies or players, let me know. See you guys in the next video. Bye.